1,000 black belly sheep are slated to arrive by the end of the month, government focusing on the employment development of women in Region 5. Ministry of Health to launch 16 different programs to train and upskill healthcare workers. Sex worker allegedly shot at amid a dispute. In the region, NYPD identifies person of interest in the Brooklyn subway shooting. And internationally, South Africa, death toll reaches 45 in KwaZulu Natal floods. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. On Tuesday, the government of Guyana and the Canadian Commercial Corporation signed a memorandum of understanding to facilitate cooperation, participation in discussions, and the information sharing regarding the procurement of Canadian goods and services. The MOU was signed by the senior minister within the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh, and Canada's Minister of Small Business, Export Promotion and International Trade, Mary Negg, at the Office of the President. In his remark, Minister Singh said the initiative establishes a framework for which the two countries can strengthen their economic and commercial relations that will see more Canadians doing business in Guyana and Guyanese businesses investing in Canada. Minister Singh noted that Canadian investors and businesses and commercial institutions have been present in Guyanese economy for decades and have contributed significantly to the economic evolution of Guyana. The minister noted that the administration had worked hard over the years to create an investment climate that is hospitable and attractive to Canadian companies and is therefore pleased with the interest shown by the Canadian Commercial Corporation in Guyana. According to Ghana's President Irfan Ali, 1,000 black belly sheep are slated to arrive by the end of the month. The government is focusing on employment development of women in Region 5. Esther Sobers has more.
Speaking at the Agro Investment Forum and Expo last week, the President of Guyana, Irfan Ali, reiterated the job creation for the population targeting 20% of women in Region 5. The head of state opined that 1,000 black-bellied sheep are expected to arrive in Guyana by the end of the month.
In Region 5, where we launched the black-bellied sheep program, we want women. We made it very clear that 20%, at least minimum 20% of those black-belly sheep farm must be owned by women. Must be owned by women. These are the real strategies that we are embracing to meet the target. It is bringing the population behind the vision. It is integrating every single stakeholder group with the vision.
The President has challenged stakeholders and business operators to work together to grow the nation and make job creation a reality.
We cannot do this without the private sector. We cannot do this without each other. The region must understand that we are all partners in this. We can't restrict each other. We can't be barriers to each other. For it to be successful, we have to facilitate each other. We must have a win-win scenario. And that is what we want to create. Build an agricultural system, a food system that is victorious for every single stakeholder involved.
The black-bellied sheep is a breed of domestic sheep from the Caribbean island of Barbados. It is also known by some other names such as Barbados Barriga Negra or simply as black-belly. Today, the breed is raised mainly for meat production and is widely distributed in more than 25 countries worldwide, particularly in the Caribbean and South America. The species are most abundant in Peru and Mexico in the Caribbean region. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. A 40-year-old woman is now in police custody after she was caught cultivating cannabis plants at her home in Farm on the east bank of the Marara. Reports said that between 3 and 5 p.m., police officers from Golden Grove Diamond Police Station conducted a search operation on the homes of several persons in search of arms, ammunition, and narcotics. The search unearthed 21 suspected cannabis plants ranging from 1 inch to 12 inches in height in 3 separate containers at the woman's home. She was told of the offense defense committed, cautioned, and admitted ownership of the same, she was escorted to the Golden Grove police station along with the suspected cannabis plants and placed in custody pending charges. Stick around after the break. Tamari woman surrenders after stabbing a preschooler during a lover's dispute, and the Ministry of Health to launch 16 different programs to train and upskill healthcare workers.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality, men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands, and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our store, you are welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries, and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. Our convenient location at the City Mall is the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. So treat yourself with a taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown, only at Maison Francois.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
Welcome back. A woman has surrendered to authorities in connection with the stabbing of a child in the midst of a lover's dispute. Esther Sobers tells us more.
A 28-year-old female suspect earlier today turned herself into the police after she inflicted bodily harm by stabbing a 4-year-old child at the Tamari Cemetery Road, East Banktarara on Sunday, April 10, 2022. The child's mother, a 28-year-old aviation officer, claims that she and the suspect are in an intimate relationship and live together in Tamari with the victim. Reports are that around 7:45 p.m., the suspect returned home from work and subsequently got into an argument with her lover. At this point, the child's mother picked up her and had her in her hands. She notified the suspect that she was leaving because she was frustrated with the repetitive arguments. The suspect then armed herself with a knife and attempted to stab her lover. However, while the mother was able to evade the attack, the child unfortunately received the brunt of the attack. She was stabbed to her left side abdomen, after which the suspect made good her escape. The little girl was taken to the Diamond Diagnostic Center for treatment before being moved to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation for further medical attention. She is currently in a stable condition. The suspect turned up at the station with her lawyer. Investigations are continuing. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. On Tuesday, the Ministry of Health, in keeping with the massive expansion of its healthcare services, launched the Nursing Assistant Program at the Letem Training Annex in Upper Takatu, Upper Essequibo, Region 9. This program is the first of its kind in the region. Bertie Javier, Regional Vice Chairman of Region 9, described the program as historic. He encouraged the students to go above and beyond with the opportunities being provided. Delivering the feature address, Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony said Ghana's massive economic development would require a significant upgrade in the health sector, citing the enormous resources allocated in the 2022 national budget for this purpose. He highlighted the government's plan to fully transform Ghana's healthcare sector, saying the development of the country's human resources is most important to the sector's transformation. The batch sees 28 students from Region 9 and 5 students from Region 8 being trained as qualified nursing assistants. The minister congratulated the batch of students for being a pioneer group. He reminded them that they were a historical group and encouraged them to pave the way for others to follow in their footsteps. The Ministry of Health is embarking on 16 different programs to train and upskill people in healthcare services. The Ghana Police Force is investigating an alleged shooting incident that occurred on Tuesday on the east bank of the Marara. Esther Sobers has the details.
The Ghana Police Force is investigating an alleged shooting incident on Tuesday, April 12th at her selling on the east bank of Darara. A 25-year-old sex worker claims a local business owner shot at him amidst a dispute. According to a police report, the sex worker was heading to a nearby business around 6 p.m. when he was verbally assaulted by a 34-year-old welder. The sex worker claims he demonstrated to get to the welder by gesticulating his arm. This oddly enraged the welder, who left his yard with what appeared to be a handgun, causing the victim to videotape the encounter. The welder is then said to have fired a shot. However, the victim fled unarmed and reported the incident to the Providence Police Department. Police apprehended the local business owner. However, the reported firearm was not discovered. The police, on the other hand, saw that the suspect had multiple scratches on his body that he claimed was caused by the complainant. He was then taken to the hospital for medical care and is now in detention, cooperating with the investigations. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away after the break. Putin says Russia had no other choice in Ukraine, and NYPD identifies persons of interest in the Brooklyn subway shooting. But before that, here's the bridge retraction schedule.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality, men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands, and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our store, you are welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. Our convenient location at the City Mall is the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. So treat yourself with a taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown, only at Maison Francois.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
In a world filled with copycats and ever-changing trends, make your property stand out with unique concrete moldings. Different, exquisite designs carefully handcrafted to suit your style, with various customizable and antique and modern designs made at our factory. Antique and Modern Molding Establishment. We make your property outstanding. We make and install all moldings anywhere in Guyana.
The best quality, affordable prices, on-the-spot quotes, and no hidden fees.
Call us or WhatsApp us at 684-5050 or email us at modernestab@gmail.com. Antique and Modern Molding Establishment, made to stand out.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. The New York Police Department has identified a person of interest after Tuesday's shooting on a subway train during the morning rush hour. They are looking for 62-year-old Frank R. James in connection with the attack. 16 persons were injured. Al Jazeera's Gabriel Alonso reports.
8:30 a.m. and the moment panic struck on a New York City subway train. Confusion turning to sheer nightmare as it became clear shots were being fired in the middle of a morning commute. At the next station, terrified passengers poured out of the carriages, some obviously struggling with wounds.
I was on 36th Street, I'm going to school, and the train conductor told everyone to get on the train, and I didn't know what happened. It was a scary moment. And then at 25th Street, we were all told to get off. There was people screaming for medical assistance. It was just a scary moment.
Amid the stampede, it appears a suspect managed to escape. Late Tuesday, police released this picture of 62-year-old Frank James. Police say he's a person of interest and are asking for the public's help trying to find him. A rented van in his name was found abandoned near the crime scene.
We are endeavoring to locate him to determine his connection to the subway shooting, if any. The two crime scenes, the subway and the van, are very active and are still being processed. We are asking for anyone's help with information, cell phone video, witness information.
These pictures posted to Twitter show the carnage he left behind. The attack happened at the 36th Street station in Brooklyn's Sunset Park, leaving neighbors in shock.
It was like 9 or so, and we saw commotion, we saw cop cars pulling up, so we were concerned. We were going to go outside and check what was going on.
At an evening press conference, police said the shooter fired 33 times. A 9mm semi-automatic handgun was found at the scene. The search for the shooter has expanded to include the FBI.
At this time, we still do not know the suspect's motivation. Clearly, this individual boarded the train and was intent on violence. We are conducting a highly coordinated investigation that includes NYPD detectives, the FBI NYPD Joint Terrorism Task Force, and the ATF, who have been instrumental in tracing the firearm and ballistics. The suspect is a dark-skinned male and was wearing a neon orange vest and a gray-colored sweatshirt. We do have a person of interest in this investigation, but we need the public's assistance with additional information.
The attack comes as many New Yorkers are increasingly concerned about rising crime in the subway system. Eric Adams, the city's new mayor, has only been on the job for a little over 3 months. He's a former NYPD police officer himself, and he's made fighting violent crime in the subway system one of his key initiatives. New York Governor Kathy Hochul said crime needs to stop.
We say no more. No more mass shootings. No more disrupting lives. No more creating heartbreak for people just trying to live their lives as normal New Yorkers. It has to end, and it ends now.
Some of the injured were taken to a local hospital. None of their injuries appear to be life-threatening. A small silver lining on a day likely to shatter faith in the safety of the subway for some time to come. Gabriel Ozondo, Al Jazeera, Brooklyn, New York.
Internationally, flooding in South Africa's KwaZulu Natal province has killed dozens of persons. It follows heavy rains on Monday that has swept away roads, submerged homes, and forced many people from their homes. Al Jazeera's Famida Miller reports.
Days of heavy rain have caused havoc in the city of Durban, one of Africa's largest ports. Shipping containers have been carried away or strewn across submerged motorways.
Into splits.
Commuters forced to abandon their vehicles and walk. Train services across KwaZulu Natal province have been suspended to clear the rails after land and mudslides. Thousands of houses and informal homes have been damaged and families displaced. Jumba pulled his youngest child from the soil pouring onto his home.
I got nowhere to go now. I got no house, I got no nothing. Yes, my family is there by my neighbors. We tried to give you the place to sleep last night. We never sleep last night. The situation is very, very bad.
Mtunzi was asleep in his truck and says he made a narrow escape.
At 3 a.m., I felt the truck shaking and I thought maybe someone bumped it. And when I opened the curtain, I saw the water level was very high.
Here in Inanda in Durban, several people were killed in the floods. As the water rose, some people left the area seeking safety on higher ground. Now they've returned and trying to salvage whatever they can, but there's very little left, with most of the area covered in debris, blocking the entrances to their homes. With the motorways linking the port to commercial capital Johannesburg submerged underwater, global shipping firm Maersk has suspended its operations. The floodings damaged parts of the city that has just been rebuilt from riots last July.
We're cleaning up the road after the severe rain from last night, washing down the mud and the banks of people's houses. And since we've been trying to get people to come and sort it out, no one's come, so the residents are now taking charge.
The South African Weather Service won't attribute the storms to climate change, but says this kind of rain may become the new normal in the years ahead.
And finally, President Vladimir Putin has said Russia's military action in Ukraine was unavoidable and pledged that its goal in the conflict will be achieved. Al Jazeera's Dorsa Jabari reports.
A day to celebrate past Russian successes with old allies. President Vladimir Putin arrived at the Vostochny Cosmodrome in Russia's Far East with Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko to mark 61 years since one of the biggest achievements in Russia's history. April 12, 1961, Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first man in space. A clearly happy memory for the president, who says he still remembers that day as a 9-year-old boy. But the ongoing conflict with Ukraine is still at the top of the agenda for President Putin.
Unfortunately, Ukraine was created as some kind of launch pad for aggression against Russia, and the offshoots of nationalism were totally cherished. This new generation of Ukrainian nationalists are especially clashing with Russia. You see how Nazi ideology became a fact of life in Ukraine. It was unavoidable. We are taking steps to provide security for Russia. We didn't have any other choice. We did the right thing, and I have no doubt that our aims will be achieved.
Russia's so-called special military operation is now in its second phase, which officials say will focus on the Donbas region of Ukraine. Vladimir Putin also praised Russian troops for what he calls efficiently, courageously, and competently carrying out their operation. That operation was a topic of discussions between the Russian president and his Belarusian counterpart. Belarus has hosted Russian troops since earlier this year, and the Kiev government accused Minsk of allowing their borders to be used by Russian troops to enter Ukraine. Despite the criticism from the West, President Lukashenko's support for Vladimir Putin continues to be unwavering. Prior to their meeting, Lukashenko vowed Belarus will always be by Russia's side. The two presidents emerged from their discussions with renewed determination to consolidate their unity, which will include closer military ties.
We discussed in detail important issues including political, diplomatic, economic, and of course military and defense. Our modern history hasn't seen yet such dangerous and complicated moments in our relationship with the West.
Putin also praised Lukashenko's role in starting the negotiations between Moscow and Kiev, which are still ongoing. But the Russian president admitted that they have now reached a deadlock. Those talks between Russian and Ukrainian officials began just a few days after Russia's military operation, but there were never any high hopes that they would bring an end to the fighting anytime soon. Now, Vladimir Putin has confirmed what many feared, that this conflict will only end once Russia achieves its objectives, regardless of how long it takes and at what cost. Dorsa Jabari, Al Jazeera, Moscow.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. Tune in on Thursday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.